San Francisco, California, on the west coast of the United States. It's a city that attracts thousands of visitors each year, not just for its historic sites, but more recently for its explosive dining scene. So-called gastro-tourists come to San Francisco from all over the world to sample the delights of over 170 fine dining restaurants. 22 awarded stars by the Michelin Guide. Tucked away in the suburbs is a dining room that shines with the highest possible 3 stars from Michelin. Saison.
It's really a food-driven restaurant, so the food, the service, everything has to be obviously top quality. But first and foremost, it just has to be delicious, it has to be comfortable, it has to be a great experience.
Everything that we do in the restaurant is really about the flavor, the materials, the products, the result that people actually get on the plate.
There will always be a place for good, simple quality food, simple ingredients cooked well, using fire the old-fashioned way.
Saison's iconic open kitchen fire is integral to every dish the restaurant serves. It's lit at 8:30 each morning and continues to burn long into the night.
We don't use a conventional grill or anything. We cook pretty much everything over coals. We can do anything from grill over the coals to bury things under coals. We use this rack up here to cook things really slowly or even dry them out and take in some nice smoke flavor. It can get up to easily about 800 degrees Fahrenheit.
Fire is the way that we cook everything. We decided a long time ago that I thought it had an honest flavor, a genuine flavor. It produces a great result. That's the sole purpose for using fire.
We use almond wood because we enjoy the flavor that it imparts on everything we cook. It's a nice balance. It's not too aggressive. So much of our food is cooked over coals that you don't want something that's over the top, but it does give a nice, sweet balance. It just has to constantly stay burning because if you fall behind on coal production, the whole restaurant kind of comes to a halt. It is the experience that you can't get anywhere else. Not only is the kitchen almost in the dining room, but you can literally see the most simple method of cooking done just 20 feet from your table.
Fire is really the energy of the kitchen because it's going all night and every single dish in one way or another touches that fire. It's honest cooking. It's fire and it's ingredient. There's nothing else. We're not filling it with liquid nitrogen. We're not shooting it into space and bringing it back. It's just honest, good, well-executed cooking.
Saison is French for season and encapsulates the restaurant's ethos for using the very best of seasonal, local ingredients.
We have a plethora of amazing products in the Bay Area, so we just wanted to showcase those products. We put them on the plate as they are. Nothing hidden. There is only what needs to be there for the enjoyment of the guest.
Josh's food is very pure. Very, very pure, clean food, very light food. The ingredients are allowed to show themselves. The dishes aren't over-manipulated. There's not too many ingredients. There's trying to focus on very specific flavors that work together and that are there.
There are some chefs who will send out dishes with multiple components. You'll find there are 8, 9, 10 things on your plate. It can be terrific. Much harder is to send out a dish which has only 3 things on the plate, and it's still terrific. That's where real brilliance lies.
The restaurant's dishes are seasoned with Saison sauce, devised, tried and tested as a distinctive alternative to salt.
Saison sauce is basically a elixir, a brew of grilled grains, seaweeds, and little fish right over the fire. We stew this thing together, and it creates this kind of like smoky, subtle, really round, beautiful flavor.
It's the job of research and development chef Scott to make a fresh batch of the seasoning on a daily basis.
This sauce particularly has a lot of character that salt doesn't have. Altogether, the sauce's smoke, its depth, and it is salinity without salt.
Fuel is selected for maximum flavoring.
So I smoke the white soy and the kombu with both hay and almond. The almond is like deep and almost like barbecue-y, and then the hay kind of has like a grassy, really green flavor to it, which lends itself well to the sauce. We generally use it in every dish, from stocks to sauces. It lends itself rather greatly to the way we cook and the food that we prepare.
As the menu evolves with the changing seasons, so too does the wine offering from Mark and his team of sommeliers.
Well, the most important thing that you have to look at when you begin with wine pairings is that it's really the food first and how the menu comes first. And then we develop the wine pairings around that. It's about the acidity levels. Then you go into flavor. Then you go into the third and most important part, when you chime together, does it work or not? Is it delicious? It's not supposed to change the dish. It's supposed to enhance the dish. The collection of wine, it's focused on Burgundy. We have the Domaine de la Romanée-Contis on the list that go for over $20,000, which people have ordered, and enjoyed. We have other wines on the menu that are $80 that, in my opinion, can be just as satisfying. When people come in, to make them feel comfortable and welcome them, I always thought that a glass of champagne is a perfect way. That's really the beginning of understanding the experience of comfort at the restaurant, is being welcomed with genuine hospitality.
Following champagne, the dining experience really gets down to business. In the open plan room, guests have a ringside seat on their food being prepared just meters from their table.
Chef wanted to make the entire restaurant the chef's counter. So we eliminated all the walls. Guests are more than welcome to go into the kitchen and see how the food is being prepared. The cooks run a lot of the food. So as knowledgeable as we are about the food, having someone that actually prepared the food and bringing it out to you, there's a lot of passion behind that, and I think guests enjoy it a lot.
Until very recently, a restaurant was divided: back of house, meaning the kitchen, front of house, meaning the dining room. And the two almost never met. But the best chefs, they are creating scenarios in their dining experiences where that all mixes and mingles. Chefs have to come out and serve an element, or perhaps servers have to do a little more of the cooking tableside.
I had a guest the other day. He was asking me probably 15 questions on how the abalone was cooked, because he wants to cook abalone at home. And so at the end of his meal, what I did was I arranged with one of the cooks to bring him upstairs and to show how we pounded, and then we brought him back down and cooked an abalone in front of him, and he was blown away.
Saison offers several different multi-course tasting menus. To fully enjoy them, guests need a healthy bank balance, a sense of adventure, and plenty of time on their hands.
The discovery menu is kind of the longest. It's whatever the kitchen wants to do at that moment. You come in and they say, "Hey, I'm in your hands." Then we just go crazy and we give them everything they want so they can have this kind of gustatory experience, because that's what they want. But at the same time, people can have 3 courses or 1 course if they want to. There's recommendations of menu prices, like vegetable menu is $2.98, discovery menu is $3.98, but then you can order, a dish on the menu for $28.
There's so many costs behind the price of the menu. Just for starters, our staff to guests is 1-to-1. And having a staff member inside the restaurant is $200 a day. There's the half the cost of your menu is in that person right there to bring you that experience. Like, everything costs. We use the best possible ingredients we can find. Operating a restaurant at our level and making sure that we're always giving the best experience possible, not the most profitable business to be in. I just want people to leave happy, that's all. It's really the goal. It doesn't get much more complicated than that. You just have to do it consistently and to the highest quality you can find.
The kind of experience that people after when they go to this top-end restaurant can cost hundreds of dollars because you use only the best product, you have a lot of staff, very well-trained staff, a lot of them, the decor, the design, everything costs money, and of course you need to run a business, so I think it's money well spent if you ask me.
The restaurant moved to its current location in 2013. Co-owners Josh and Mark wanted a space that could work with their open-plan kitchen and dining idea while still being full of character. Not an easy trick to pull off.
The building, the feeling is very important. It's like feng shui almost. There's brick and timber. It had a lot of natural beauty to it. These 40-foot ceilings. The design of the space is really just about materials.
Everything in the restaurant, whether it's the silverware, the tables, linen, everything that a guest comes in contact with has to be perfect. A lot of people feel like they're at home, like they're in someone's home. It's comfortable. That's what we wanted to do, We don't want to separate out the lounge and the dining room and the kitchen. Just keep it all together and open.
Even our equipment in the kitchen is beautiful. Copper pots and the best stoves available on earth, a giant hearth, flame, a little smoke. So all those things we just wanted to share with people. Why keep them separate? It doesn't make sense.
Before every service, the whole team assembles to discuss in detail the specifics of that evening's menu and the guests who will be eating it.
We have a 2-top slotted for table 1, celebrating John's birthday. A 2-top slotted for table 3, celebrating an anniversary. Both guests there are no pork.
To spend those 15 minutes communicating and learning every day before service. And then there's an inspirational quote. And then at the end, we say jayo, which is kind of a term that you use in martial arts to cheer on your teammates when they're competing. Which is where I got it from. It literally just means pump up the gas, more gas. It's like the samurai summoning, evoking your warrior spirit. So it's a great thing to have right before you go into service.
Judge a man by his questions rather than by his answers. Voltaire said that. Have a great service.
Jayo! Table set. Make sure they're marked, please.
I like to kind of go through my day and touch each person, each product, and give them my advice so that they grow. I mean, my job is really to make people better than I am. And if I'm not working towards that goal, then what good is it?
The restaurant's high culinary ambition is lavished on just 18 guests each service, seated at 7 tables.
There aren't a lot of tables at this restaurant. The kitchen appears to be about the same size as the dining room, and that really is the charm of this place. You feel like you're in a very rich person's home, and their very talented staff is making you dinner.
There's no secret to success. It's get off the couch, work hard, and don't stop until you've accomplished what you set out to do.
We just keep pushing every day to be better. Ideas will come, and we'll find ways to always enhance the dining experience. Where that is in a year from now, I don't know.
We want them to come and just be the most satisfied human being on earth. You come in and you're like, that was, I don't want to leave.